Thanks for watching Four Color Commentary. I'm Mark Allen, and I have I want to talk about some true graphic storytelling especially for the year 1973 when this book came out. This is The Incredible Hulk number 165 by Steve Englehart and Herb Trimpe. I was going to make this an affordable first because of the first appearance of this character right here, Aquan, half man, half fish, or fish, man, beast, or whatever you want to call him. But, this is, as far as I can tell, this is the only appearance of Aquan. And so he was a kind of a one-time, one-shot character. So I thought instead I'd focus on and maybe make a series out of this because I've seen other examples before, but of some true graphic storytelling in the age of comics when you didn't usually see it. Hear him talk about really graphic ideas. And I'll tell you what I'm talking about here in a moment. Let me build up to it. So two of the main characters in this book, besides the Hulk, are Captain Omen and his son Phileas. Now these two are part of a race of beings, or a group of beings, who have lived for a generation in the deep, deep seas on a huge submarine city. And 5,000 fathoms, I believe, is what has been said, or what was told. I don't remember. I don't know how much a fathom actually is. But anyway, 5,000 fathoms. And just so you get an idea of what the pressure did, great opening splash there, by the way, by Herb Trimpe and Sal Trapani, inker. I've heard that name a few times, but don't know much about that inker. There's a great opening panel. You know, only Herb Trimpe. He did something even better than Kirby did. The big blocky figures. Herb Trimpe seemed to just really have a knack for those kinds of figures. And what happens is this race is living so far beneath the ocean all their lives. They have basically the same kind of build as the Hulk. Kind of makes you wonder, how formidable they would be. So you have a lot of them, showing a lot of them there with their, very, very hard, rugged bodies there after, having taken great pressures of the sea all their lives. And so they just kind of turned into these man mountains, if you will. But what's interesting about this, and where the graphic storytelling comes in, by the way, here's the first shot of Aquan. Looks a little bit like a dinosaur man as well, because he's got a tail. I'm not sure how, unless he's part eel, I'm not sure where that tail comes in. And if you can see the tail back there behind him to the left there. But anyway, there's Aquan. Oh, to the right. I'm sorry. I'm looking at my mirror image in the camera. To the right. There's Aquan. And a cool character, just visually, and not much to him, not much of a personality or character. But what's interesting is at the end of and this is, I'll just tell you, part two, I think it's part two of a two-part. But anyway, it's a continued story. But they finally, at the end of the story, they make it to land, and that's what Phileas and the resistance have wanted to do. They wanted to get off the submarine and live on land like their ancestors did. What happens is, mysteriously, when they all get on land, they begin to explode, or as I like to say, pop. Okay, and what happened is that they had lived all their lives under the crushing depths of the sea. Their hearts were too strong and their blood pressure too high. When they came up to land, basically their blood forced its way out of their bodies explosively. And I read that, and it was an entertaining enough story. But then I read that, and I thought, my goodness, that's rather graphic. And for the time, that was kind of a graphic way of dying in a comic book. So just thought that was interesting. Thought I'd share that with you. It might be an interesting one to pick up. But I mean, talk about graphic storytelling. For the time, for Marvel, for any comic under the Comic Code Authority, that was some graphic storytelling. But anyway, that's the Hulk number 165. It is first appearance of Aquan. It is also just an interesting story, and thought I'd share that with you. But that's it. And thanks for watching Four Color Commentary. I'll see you next video.